Hello, I'm Cindy with Wisconsin Voices for Recovery, and this is Speak Out on Stigma. Today we'll be hearing from Virginia, an addiction psychiatrist with UW Health. Hi, Virginia, how are you today?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm good, thank you. So tell me, why does stigma have such a negative influence on people battling substance use disorder when seeking treatment?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And as an addiction psychiatrist here in the community, I see the effects of stigma all the time. So one of the things I see is, it's very hard to begin with for folks who have a substance use disorder, and especially for those who have both a substance use disorder and a mental health disorder, to seek treatment in the first place. That can be a very hard first step. Um, And when they actually take that first step and they come into treatment, we would want them to be welcome, right, and encouraged. And unfortunately, a lot of the times that's not what happens. And especially in psychiatry, in mental health, sometimes it's still the case where those folks would come into treatment and they will be told that they have to stop using, whether that's alcohol or cocaine or whatever the substance they are using, they are told that they need to stop using that drug before their mental health issue can be addressed. Um, and so, and that's simply not true. If we know that the best way to treat these co-occurring disorders, someone who has both a mental health disorder and a substance use disorder, is in an integrated way. And so I think it's important as a way to reduce stigma. It's important for all of us providers in mental health to be able to treat both conditions simultaneously. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what can be done to address stigma in the community systemically and within the structures that people with substance use disorders encounter?
Yeah, so that's a big question. So I'll speak, from the healthcare system perspective. And one thing that we can do is to really train our trainees well. So our medical students and our residents, and make sure that they have access to best practices when it comes to treating folks with substance use disorders, and again with co-occurring conditions. And some of that is, educating them on language and what does, first person accurate language, value neutral language look like, as opposed to stigmatizing or discriminating language. And the other thing that I think is important for trainees is to have access to experiences where they get the opportunity to care for people who have a substance use disorder in the long term. So not just in an acute setting, when we see these people, for example, coming in to the emergency room, maybe after an overdose or after a suicide attempt while they were intoxicated. Those cases are, of course, important and crucial for trainees to learn how to take care of, but also it's important for them to have the opportunity to care for people in long-term recovery, because that gives them an experience of, a first-person experience of what it looks like to be in recovery in the long term. People can and do recover. And so from a provider's perspective, it can be really helpful and empowering to see that, I can help someone get better, and this is how gratifying that can be.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Um, yeah, I think I want to take the opportunity to emphasize the importance of listening, and listening well. Um, in general, but especially when it comes to stigma, I think if you are someone who has difficulty connecting with someone, empathizing or relating to someone who uses substances or someone who might have a substance use disorder, I think my invitation would be for you to step out of your comfort zone and make an effort to listen to these people's stories. Because I think what you will find is that, at the end of the day, we all want to be happy, right? We all want to be loved and accepted. And I think if you're able to connect with people in that way, the empathy and the compassion and the non-discrimination will just naturally come to you.
And thank you so much.
You're
And thank you,
welcome.
Virginia, for sharing your views on stigma. And thank you to our viewers for watching. Speak on Stigma is a forum to raise awareness about the harmful impact of stigma on those in and seeking recovery. Recovery is for everyone. Together, we can eliminate stigma. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Thank you and have a good day.